and roaches and swarm host, I believe, as well.
Hmm.
It's pretty interesting stuff. So, the time has come. The time has come. I don't know. Would you like to introduce these players, as I have the past 2 games, but I don't mind doing it.
Well, I can definitely do it. I didn't want to get in your way when you were doing it, but you know what? Spawning in the bottom left as the red Zerg. He's 1-1 right now. Can he come back? He is not just a joy, he is a killjoy. And he's going up against his opponent in the top right. The orange Terran being able to bounce back in game number 2 and trying to take this series by bringing this into game number 3. He is Wiki SlimShady.
Chicka SlimShady, indeed. Can't believe it. He actually came back from a 0-1 deficit to tie it up 1-1. And this is the final match of this best of 3 series.
The pressure is on tempo.
Never mind. I actually saw KillJoy make that extractor, and I thought he was going to go for some kind of 10 pool with gas. But he just did the extractor trick, but not shortly before the Overlord popped up. So it might have been a little bit inefficient, but the nerves might be in KillJoy right now, as he did lose that game. And the game 1 was very close indeed too. So he knows that he's in. He's out. He got his work cut out for him.
It does look like he is going to go for a 14 pool. Yep, there goes the pool going down here for KillJoy. And as far as SlimShady goes, opening again with that standard 12 racks. You know, pretty standard Terran stuff.
Yep, and he's going to send a scout out to see exactly what is going on. This is a 4-player map, so I don't think this version of the map does have forced cross spawns. I don't know if any of the maps actually have forced cross spawns, but I'm not exactly sure. I could be wrong. However, he's going to go scout into both of them are going to scout into the wrong direction, perhaps. I think SlimShady's actually going for the right base. Yeah, he's going to go to the bottom left first. And KillJoy is actually going to scout the wrong direction once again.
Ooh, and SlimShady is going to get in here to see the hatchery going down, or not, is he? Did he see that? He did. He barely got vision of that hatchery going down, so that is going to tell him what his opponent is doing long before his opponent can even get into his base, supposing that supply depot does go up, but the drone might get there before it.
Don't know. He could. I don't know. There are 2 Marines here. He does raise the depot.
There it is, yeah.
It's a 2 barracks opening with gas, but he has made Marines out of the first barracks. I'm wondering though, he's actually getting a tech lab, so could we see some kind of early stim push with 2 racks before he expands, or will he take an expansion? I'm not exactly sure because he is getting gas, a second gas, so maybe he's gonna do some kind of who knows, maybe drop a factory, some Marine Hellion, Marauder Hellion all in. You never know exactly what is gonna go on in the world of StarCraft.
Well, this looks like a similar build, if not the same build that we saw in game number 1. He is going for that 2 racks into factory, so we might see that drop play that was so fun to watch in the first game. And maybe this time he'll make it work a little bit better, actually.
Yeah, he just might, but we do see another roach opening coming from KillJoy. He did take his drones out of gas. No, maybe the gas just finished, but he's beginning to put his drones into gas, starting to mine it up. And we'll see if he does opt to skip the speed again. I believe that there weren't even speedlings when he made them in that last game. I don't think he ever got speed that whole game. So, a lot different than his opening in Akalon Waste, which was game 1 of this series, that he did take by the skin of his teeth. That drop was pretty impressive by SlimShady. But you cannot count KillJoy out. If this roach push, I don't know if he's doing it for defense or he's going to mount an attack. But I don't really agree with the fact that he's taking 2 gas right now without really saturating his natural. Unless he's going to make an attack work right now, then it's not the best economic opening, but we'll see exactly what he decides to do with this.
You know, I have to completely agree with you, Tempo. I mean, really, at this early point in the game, what you need more than anything are minerals, and if you look at his resources right now, he's definitely got the gas, but he doesn't have the minerals to really do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he decides to do. He gets the early lair. This is about a 6-minute lair. So maybe he's going to go into some crazy 2-base play. I don't know. He's been a fan of the Swarm Host the past 2 games. Maybe he's going to switch it up and go straight into some kind of 2-base muta. He does need to start rallying the drones in his main over to his natural. as he is oversaturated, and he does have 4 out of 3 drones in his gas. So it looks like, yeah, he has quite a bit of drones inside of his main. But uh-oh, this is the, look at this. SlimShady's actually doing a different play every game. He has Marines, Marauders, and Widow Mines right now. And looks like he's going to switch the starport and put it right onto that reactor so he can double produce medevacs. Will he use it to push and try to maybe zone KillJoy out? Or is he just going to put the Widow Mines into the medevac and then drop them into the mineral line of KillJoy? Find out soon on HK Rob and Tempo Cast the World.
Hey man, we should start that.
Tune in next time on.
And we have to make it. It'd have to be something like Dragon Ball Z, you know,
Yeah.
where every episode we go through like half the episode explaining what happened last episode.
Literally, like one cast of, it'd be like one game of us just sitting here as they all macro up, and then no attack happens, and like right before the drop happens, or he decides to lower the depot to make an attack, it's just like boom. Next week on. It's like, god damn it. That used to be the most annoying but the most addicting part of Dragon Ball Z. And you watch it now and you realize, like, damn, that was pretty that was a pretty dick move by those producers for doing that. But look at this. This is the SlimShady that I know. He is taking his medevac out. He has 4 Marines and 2 Widow Mines loaded in here, and it's barely not going to get scouted by these Lings. And once again, KillJoy has skipped on the speed, and he's actually going to make 12 roaches right now.
Oh man, and this drop coming out of SlimShady is deadly. 2 Widow Mines and 4 Marines. This is that drop. I want to coin this drop the drop that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
You put the Marines down, you put the Widow Mines down, and now he's going to have to clean up the Widow Mines after the fact. This is just... I'm a huge fan of this drop.
Yeah, me too. And it's so hard sometimes to even see the Widow Mine. Like, you're so focused on the drop itself that sometimes, like, you'll clean it up and he'll burrow the Widow Mine, and like you said, you have to clean up that Widow Mine, and if you forget about it, it can do so much damage to your mineral line. It's absolutely incredible how much damage Widow Mines can actually do to drones, especially if it's 2 of them.
Oh,
If he
here
puts them
it
in different
goes.
positions, I don't know. This KillJoy, the Marines are kind of signifying that they are there, but these Widow Mines are gonna get a sick hit on the drones. Wow.
That was
10
so...
10
that
workers were killed with that drop.
That was huge. Those Widow Mines, and then the Marines are just gonna pick up and go. And we'll have to see, is KillJoy going to respond to this? He does have the Overseer, and it looks like he has the roaches here. He just hasn't done anything with them here yet. There he goes, gonna move 1 roach to deal with this. But
He
I
still hasn't
don't know
moved
if
his,
I agree with this.
yeah, the Widow Mines are still there, and it's gonna explode. And Roach is, no, the other Widow Mine actually hit the Overlord. So that Roach is gonna sit there and spit at it. It's like, you can't see me. However, this is the quickest hive I have ever seen. I think it was started at about 10 minutes and like 50 seconds or so. It's about to complete.
Looks like he probably... KillJoy realizes, he said, first game I was able to pull this off with Ultralist. The second game I didn't quite get there. So what if I rushed it and let's see what happens then.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I mean, we have one of these amazing drops from SlimShady. He's got siege tanks, he's got Marauders, and he's got Marines all packed in here. He even has a Reaper in one of those drops.
I didn't even see him make that.
But he
though.
definitely-
The position of KillJoy is perfect for this. No, SlimShady. He's actually dropping directly onto these roaches, and I know this is the one drop that I do not agree with. He should just pick up and get out of there. He's going to try to siege, but oh no. KillJoy is going to pretty much slaughter this army just with roaches, and he's going to pick up a few of them, but that was a really good defense by KillJoy. Not the best of choices by SlimShady. I'm wondering if he had the drops queued and he just went to do it, but he did drop directly on top of the roaches, and a lot of those units were killed before they even dropped. What I don't like, though, is that SlimShady still is not taking an expansion. Behind all this, yes, he is doing damage. He killed 10 workers, but he's still on 1 base.
Yeah, he definitely is. Now, we do actually see him putting down a command center here in his main that he's going to lift off and try to take a second base, but I'm wondering if it might be a little too late for him, as it looks like KillJoy getting up quite a formidable army here, and he's got a Spire up.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he's going to go straight into Brute. Okay, maybe not. He's going to make some Mutalisks. I was wondering why he actually got the Hive so early, simply because he is just now starting his 1-1 upgrades, and he didn't put down an Ultralisk Cavern. So when he put down that Spire, I was wondering if he was going to make it into a Broodlord, into a Greater Spire, and just like go into this ridiculous straight-up Broodlord army off of 2 bases. But look at this, so characteristic of KillJoy, taking these expansions that are in these obscure locations.
Hey man, hidden expos can win you a game if they are never discovered.
Yes.
And, you know, so far what we've seen of SlimShady is he hasn't been able to discover them so far. They were put up, but he never found them until the end of the game. So maybe KillJoy can make this work.
Yeah, I believe he could. He is ahead economically. He has the supply lead. But, SlimShady still has some good units here. You know, I think the army supply is 64 to 57 in KillJoy's favor. But I feel like as soon as he gets this expansion going, he might even want to put on two command centers. You know, he does have only 30 SCVs. He should be constantly producing those SCVs. But he's about to be mined out in his main. You never want to wait until you're mined out in your main to expand. But, or on any base, rather. You definitely want to keep the economy flowing. But look at this Marine over here. He's just on a mission. Scouting all over the place. Queuing. He's queuing himself pretty much all around the map.
Oh, this is that moment where SlimShady says, I knew what you did last game. I'm not going to let you get away with it this game. And this Marine is going to spot out this base here at the top left corner of the map for KillJoy.
Yep.
So, actually, quite a few mutas for KillJoy now.
Yeah.
He could do something with that. It looks like SlimShady is going to push out at the same time.
He is. And this is a really good timing. The mutas actually could probably wreak havoc in the base of SlimShady. However, there are 3 missile turrets around that command center. But, oh, it looks like SlimShady is going to go for the hidden expos. So this could be a really opportune time for KillJoy to do some kind of counterattack on SlimShady. But it's such a big map, and he has these units, the Roaches. They're not the fastest of units, but he does have the Mutalisks. So he can definitely get a little bit of damage done if he wanted to. Maybe deny the expo of SlimShady. But looks like this base is going to get shut down before it even gets running. And to see if this triggers a response from KillJoy. These Roaches are just chilling underground and they're kicking it. Hipster Roaches. Like what? Just kicking it down there, look.
Yeah, they were underground before it was cool, man.
Exactly. Oh, and the second base is going to go down for SlimShady as well.
Yeah,
yeah, but luckily for this is only a 600 mineral investment. But unfortunately for KillJoy, that was his third. So it wasn't like he took a third and then decided to take 2 Ninja Expos. So the command center has been completed for SlimShady. It's already in orbital command. He has 22 larvae. Let us see what he's actually going to do with it. Well, that is KillJoy. That's so funny. I was looking at the Terran stuff, and then I looked at larva and started talking about it. But the supplies are really not that... there's not that big of a discrepancy because a lot of the supply is in Roaches. So the army of KillJoy is really not that good, especially because he doesn't have speed. But it is about to finish.
It isn't that good yet, but we do have 2 Ultralisks on the way. We do have the chitinous plating, which is the Ultralisk armor there, coming out for KillJoy. I guess not chitinous, it's chitinous, isn't it?
Yeah, yep.
I took science.
What's up? What's up? Look at that grammar. Well, it's not even grammar, it's just pronunciation, I guess. But words are just words. I say we be able to pronounce them any way we want to.
You know what? I can't agree more.
You know? Like, we were taught CH in in elementary school makes a ch sound. So I don't understand why people decide to just change the rules of English on us like that.
Uh-oh, there are 2 Ultralisks there, and they are stuck.
Oh, no! Where?
The Ultralisk cavern in order to get out.
From what I was... Wow, this is like biting the hand that feeds you, literally. But,
man.
He's gonna need to siege up right now. A late siege. And, if these... Ultralists can't really get in the front. They just did get in the front. Doing work on the army of SlimShady. And the Muta's actually participating in that fight. Doing a lot of damage there. And it looks like SlimShady is gonna get cleaned up here. This might actually trigger KillJoy. This might be the mark of blood that he needed to go ahead and launch a counterattack on SlimShady. So SlimShady does have 1,200 and about 1,300 minerals. Oh, just got spent on something. Not exactly sure, but the only thing remaining here are the medevacs, and I'm surprised the Mutalisks did not kill them.
And if we look at SlimShady right now, he does not have anything at his base. KillJoy could go straight in here, as SlimShady was not constantly producing that whole time, so he doesn't quite have what he needs to defend this. But KillJoy is going to wait for more Ultralisk, it looks like.
Yeah.
So,
Well, all he needs to do is drone up his third. He did remake that hidden base in the top left. His main is completely mined out. His natural is not even close to being mined out, really. Well, I guess it is. But not as bad as... actually, SlimShady did end up mining out his. So this is the only mining base for SlimShady. And, I don't know, 50 drones to 34 SCVs, 13 mutas on the map, 15 roaches, and 2 Ultralisks. 4 Ultralisks, mind you. I believe that if he just gets a bunch of his units here, he can actually just A-move into the base of SlimShady and pretty much end this game.
not to mention, if we looked at the upgrades here, we have the 2-2. Actually, furthermore, I believe we have... Okay, no, it's just 2-1. I was looking at the Ultralisk, I'm like, okay, well, I can remove 1 armor there for the... but it's actually 2 armor for the upgrade for the Ultralisk, but it is 2-1 for KillJoy, as opposed to 2-0 for SlimShady, just now getting his +3. So right now, if KillJoy were to push in, he has the upgrade advantage as well.
Yeah, and I feel like going for this, he should just put down a secondary engineering bay and get those upgrades at the same time as these Ultralisks. If your Marines and Marauders don't have armor, they die even faster. So it's a shame that he didn't decide to go for armor upgrades at all, but he is going to try to get the vehicle weapons so that his mech units are actually a lot more effective. And you know that he is a big fan of those siege tanks, but it looks like he's transitioning to making Thors, which I don't exactly agree with, maybe to deal with the mutas, but you notice that there are so many roaches and so many Ultralisks that these Thors are going to get shredded.
No, that is definitely the case. There's only 2 of them out here, and it looks like another one's on the way, but another siege tank instead of another Thor. So there's only going to be 3 Thors here. And lately, like, Wings of Liberty Thors were a really, really good idea against this, but as Hearts had brought the changes that the Ultralisk got here, Thors aren't as good of a response.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to not be able to do much to this base of SlimShady. But keep in mind, this is the only mining base of SlimShady, and look at the supplies. It's about double. KillJoy is completely maxed right now on 59 drones. I'd like to see a few more drones, but it may not even matter if he can actually go ahead and launch an attack to try to free up some supply. I don't know if the mutas were able to see the army of SlimShady, so I'm wondering why he hasn't actually been like, alright, I can take that and go in. But looks like he's just going to wait for the rest of his units to come out onto the map, maybe wait for an upgrade to finish. He is 3-2 is on the way, so he might just wait for that upgrade to finish. The Ultralisks are already 3-2 because of the chitinous plating, but once this upgrade finishes, I believe he's actually going to go in.
Now, at the same time, SlimShady does have a drop sitting here on the bottom right corner of the map that's not going to be here to help defend.
Uh-oh. This is the moment of truth. No, mutas are going to fly in before. Ooh, taking a lot of damage from those Thors. This is it. He needs to seize those tanks. SlimShady needs to seize those tanks so that they can at least get some shots off before. And here comes the attack coming up from KillJoy. A lot of the Thor volleys are going to kill these Mutalisks, but the Ultras and the Roaches are going to clean up everything else. I just think this is way too much Zerg for SlimShady to deal with, but he is doing pretty well to an extent. I thought he would just get completely rolled over, but he actually did. But
yeah, no,
I was gonna
definitely.
say that all the Mutas did end up dying. I was looking at the supplies as they started to even out.
Well, there was the GG from SlimShady. KillJoy winning the series in game number 3.
Yep.
Man, what a crazy series.
That was a crazy series, I must admit. SlimShady was not able to pull it through, but he put up a good fight. Keep in mind, SlimShady is a silver player. KillJoy is a gold player in the SS Radio Open #1. It's a Golden Under tournament, so hope you guys enjoyed that series. That was a really good one. Remember, it started off with KillJoy winning the first game. SlimShady tied it up on game 2 on Star Station with a well-timed siege tank and marauder attack. And on game 3, that was just the macro of KillJoy was able to outdo that of SlimShady. So looks like SlimShady's going back to the studio. He did make a showing in StarCraft 2, and we got to give hats off to him for definitely giving his best.